Hello, I'm Sai. Welcome to School from Home. Today we'll be talking about geography. If this subject is studied well, it could be scoring as well. Today we have Mr. Sandeep Watwe sir to guide us in this subject. He has been teaching in the SV Union School Pune for the past 30 years. He has been a chief moderator, subject committee member and also a paper setter in SSC board. Without further ado, I would like to request sir to please start his guidance. Thank you so much sir for being a part of School from Home.
Students, we are going to see the second part of social studies, geography. This year we are going to study India and Brazil. The textbook is divided into two parts. Lesson number 1 deals with field visit and remaining lesson they are related to India and Brazil. To begin with lesson number 1, field visit, it is expected that students are to be taken to different locations, river dams, river banks, agricultural areas, markets and so on, industries. Here we will find preparations what we can do before actually starting the field visit. Selection of place, obtaining prior permission from government agency to visit that place, to prepare a questionnaire, to obtain location map so that we can calculate distance from our school to that place and will help us in planning. Then dividing students in different groups and assign them tasks. This work we have to do it prior to field work. What exactly we do in the field work you are going to study in this lesson. With one example, here you will find a teacher from Usmanabad district, place Naldurg, taking students of standard 10 from Naldurg to Alibag. Here you will find 3 types of forts students visited. Naldurg is a fort placed on land, Marathi त्याला भुईकोट किल्ला म्हणतात. Sinhagad, which is hill fort, and Alibag fort, which is a sea fort. So journey begins from Naldurg, which lies in Usmanabad district. 9th standard we studied lesson number 5, the concept of rain shadow region. So Usmanabad lies in rain shadow region of scanty rainfall. So students begin their journey from Usmanabad 6 o'clock in the morning and they are on the way to Solapur. In between they observe vegetation types, agricultural types, settlement types, because at Naldurg they find the houses single storied made up of local material called dhabyache ghar. This indicates less rainfall. The crops, pulses, urad, moog, they also indicate less rainfall. So beginning of field visit is based on observations. Then students they arrive in city of Solapur, which is urban area. They see malls, hotels, theaters, all urban setup, tar roads, dense population. And when they leave Solapur, they find change in agricultural pattern. There they find sugarcane cultivation. It is possible because of canal irrigation. Then students wait at Ujni Dam, which is constructed on river Bhima. They see the reservoir, they see the canal and how the water from Ujni Dam is utilized. Then they come down to Pune and they move to Sinhagad fort. The basic change they find at Sinhagad is the broad leaf trees. Broad leaf trees indicate good amount of rainfall. Then students climb up the hill fort Sinhagad, which is famous, and on reaching top of Sinhagad they see one notice board where all the information of Sinhagad fort is written. Students visit Dev Taka, a tank for drinking water, Students have their food at Sinhagad, especially Pitla Bakri is famous from Sinhagad and Kanda Bhaji. Then they see the reservoir of Khadakwasla Dam. When they move on Sinhagad, they see the Kalyan Fort, Kalyan Darwaja, Kalyan village, and after that they come down the Sinhagad Fort and they come back to Pune. Then they visit Pune market, Punechi Mandai, Mahatma Phule Mandai and Tulshibag area for market. Next day morning they are on the way to Alibag. They stopped at Lonavala and they see a major change, hilly region. There they see Rajmachi Fort with waterfall. This is the time when it was raining and students were very happy to see the nature. And now students are going down the Ghat section. We know that between Lonavala and Khopoli there is a Ghat what is known as Bor Ghat or Khandala Ghat. When they reach Khopoli, they are on the way to Alibag. They entered in the area of West Coastal Plain, which we are going to study in lesson number 3. Now students are on the way to Alibag. A major change they see in the landform, ups and downs, rugged topography, rocky surfaces, then the spurs from Western Ghat going towards the west coast, and finally students reach Alibag. There they collect data from Talati office, and now students are eager to go on the beach. When students go on the beach, they see all the physical features, beach, cliff, caves, wave-cut platform and so on. There they see a fort built on a wave-cut platform inside the sea water, which is known as Kolaba Fort or Alibag Fort. And after seeing all this, the students come back. Certain things we have to take care when we go to seashore. Safety is very important, not to enter into water. We must know the timing of high tide and low tide. We have to maintain cleanliness. We are not to throw anything into water. Any edible product, any eatables are not to be thrown. Now we move on to second part of the lesson that deals with location of India and Brazil. Lesson number 2, 3, 4, they are interlinked. Location of India, location of Brazil, physiography of India, physiography of Brazil, climate of India, climate of Brazil. India is located in the southern part of the continent of Asia, whereas Brazil is located in the northern part of the continent of South America. Their latitudinal extent, longitudinal extent is given. Normally questions are asked on this numerical information. What is the latitudinal extent of India, latitudinal extent of Brazil? Here we are comparing locations of two different countries. Lesson number 3 is very important because that deals with physiography. 5 major divisions of India, including North Mountainous region, Himalayas, then North Indian Plain to the south of Himalaya, then comes the Indian Peninsula, West Coastal Plain, East Coastal Plain and the Indian Islands. The detailed information of all the physical features, the divisions is given in this lesson, and the physical divisions of Brazil. Brazil is having highlands in the north, highlands in the middle part and the southern part, such as Brazilian highlands or Brazilian plateau. In the north, northwest they have Guyana highlands. In between there is basin of river Amazon, which is important division, and towards southeast they find escarpment or great escarpment, the coastal region, plains, and one region what is called as Pantanal, the marshy land, one of the largest wetlands of the world. And then we are going to look into the rivers of India and rivers of Brazil. Indian rivers are classified into two groups, rivers in Himalaya and second is rivers on peninsular plateau. Himalayan rivers mainly include river Indus or Sindhu, river Ganga and Brahmaputra. The rivers on the plateau region or peninsular plateau originating from Western Ghats draining into Arabian Sea, originating from Western Ghats and draining into Bay of Bengal. Of course, east coastal plains, west coastal plains, we are going to study in physiography. These rivers have formed deltas on the east coast, but on west coast there is no delta. It is mainly because of depth. The sea is deeper on the west coast, sea is shallow on the east coast. We are going to study rivers of Brazil. Amazon, which is the largest river of Brazil, it originates in Peru on the eastern slopes of Andes. Large amount of discharge is there for river Amazon. River Amazon flows through equatorial region. It gets water throughout the year and is famous for its frequent floods. Also, the world's largest evergreen forests are associated with Amazon Valley. Then we have rivers Paraná, Paraguay and Uruguay, which are finally joining river Plata in Argentina. River São Francisco, that is entirely located in Brazil. Initially it flows south to north and then takes an abrupt turn and turns eastward and join Atlantic Ocean. We are going to compare the basin of river Ganga and basin of Amazon. So physiography and the drainage plays an important role in studying any country. So here we are comparing Brazil and India. Lesson number 4 is related to lesson number 3 because that deals with climate. When we study climate of any place, we have to see the factors which affect climate. First factor is distance from equator. Southern part of India is close to equator, 8 degree 4 minute north, and we are in the northern hemisphere. Tropic of Cancer passes through middle part of India, so we are mainly focusing on tropical climate. In case of Brazil, they have large latitudinal extent. Equator passes through Brazil, Tropic of Capricorn passes through Brazil, and southern part of Brazil lies in temperate region. So Brazil has more climatic variations. The equatorial part in Brazil has equatorial climate. In the tropical areas we find tropical climate. We have savanna grasslands, as well as in temperate region we have pampas as temperate grasslands. The seasons are very important. Equatorial region is having monotonous climate, but the tropical part and the southern part, they enjoy different seasons as summer and winter. The seasons in India and seasons in Brazil, they are exactly opposite. When India is having summer, Brazil is having winter, because both the countries are located in different hemispheres. So here we are going to see different factors which affect climate. Altitude. In case of India, altitude matters a lot because Himalayan region is having altitude more than 8,000 meters. The highest peaks are above 8,000. The Bruhad Himalaya or the Himadri is permanently under ice caps, permafrost region, because of the height. Beyond 6,000 meters, normally you will find the area is covered with ice and snow, and that affects climate of India. The Himalayan mountains, they obstruct the cold winds which are originating from Arctic region and save the southern part of India that enjoys warm climate comparatively, because in Himalaya temperature drops down to even minus 50 degree, and in winter temperature comes down to 4 degree in North Indian plain. Further south the temperature increases, but Himalaya protects India from the cold winds. It also obstructs the path of monsoon winds, which causes rainfall in southern part of Himalayas, and rivers are getting plenty of water. That's why Himalayan rivers are evergreen. They are having water throughout the year. They are perennial streams. Another thing is we are going to see the effect of monsoon winds, which plays an important role in case of India. Brazil is getting rainfall by northeast trade winds, southeast trade winds. You can use the shortcut net and set. NET, northeast trade winds, SET set, southeast trade winds. The southeast trade winds, they carry moisture from South Atlantic Ocean. They are obstructed by escarpment. There they give heavy rainfall. When the winds cross further and enter into Brazilian highlands, they give good amount of rainfall. But when they move further, they enter into region of rain shadow. And that's why this region gets scanty rainfall and popularly known as rain shadow and drought quadrilateral. In India, we have a rain shadow region similar to drought quadrilateral of Brazil, the central part of peninsula and the northwestern part of Rajasthan. Place like Jaisalmer, which has a record of rainfall less than 120 millimeter annually. Extremity we have Cherrapunji and Mauniswaram, where rainfall is more than 11,600 millimeter. So extreme climates we have in India. India gets concentrated rainfall. If you see the amount of rainfall, equatorial region gets annual average rainfall more than 3,000 millimeter to 3,500 millimeter. Western Ghat, place like Mahabaleshwar, gets annual average rainfall more than 6,500 millimeter. But rainfall is only for 4 months. So here we are going to see the climate of Brazil and climate of India, and its effects we are going to study in remaining chapters. Lesson number 5 is combination of lesson number 3 and 4, because vegetation of any region is influenced by climate and physiography. Here we are going to study distribution of rainfall and distribution of forests. If you see rainfall of Brazil and rainfall of India and compare it with vegetation types, you will find a region with good amount of rainfall or high rainfall is associated with evergreen forests. Region getting rainfall between 1000 to 2000 millimeter is associated with deciduous forests. And region with scanty rainfall is having thorny shrubs like semi-arid parts of Rajasthan and Gujarat and the central parts of Peninsular Plateau. They have semi-arid conditions, so thorny vegetation is found in that region. Then we look at the animal of Brazil, animals of India. In Brazil we have a lot of variety because of climate, equatorial type, tropical and temperate. So we get vegetation in different parts of Brazil and the animal life affected by it. We are going to study animals found in India, evergreen forests, deciduous forest and thorny vegetation. We are going to study the importance of forests because the scientists have estimated that out of the total oxygen generated on the earth, 20% oxygen comes from the Brazilian forests. And last year, unfortunately, there have been records of man-made fires, what is called as ROCA, slash and burn agriculture. Brazilian forests are under tremendous threat. More than 8,000 incidences of man-made fire are recorded last year. It is a matter of great concern to us. Even the shifting cultivation in India is causing problem for soil erosion. The dams, they are facing problem of siltation mainly because of shifting cultivation. So that we are going to study from environmental point of view in lesson number 5. Lesson number 6 and 7, they are related to human activities, human settlements, population. Mainly we are going to see population as a resource. We are going to get different graphs, especially in lesson number 6, graph related to male-female ratio, what is called as sex ratio. We are getting age-sex pyramid, also known as population pyramid. We get graphs pertaining to literacy rate. We are getting graphs pertaining to life expectancy in lesson number 6. So different aspects of population we are going to study in lesson number 6. We are going to study distribution of population of Brazil, of India by using dot method map, and density of population we are going to study with the help of choropleth map. Lesson number 7 deals with settlements. Which factors are responsible for location of settlements? What type of settlements we are going to study in case of Brazil and in case of India? Mainly settlements are of two types. One is nucleated and other is sparse settlement or dispersed settlement. In the area where climate is favorable, where agriculture is prospered, industries are prospered, well-developed network of transport and communication, you will find settlements are developed in better manner in that area, compact settlements, nucleated settlements. Whereas we see Himalayas in Jammu Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, inaccessibility is main part that determines the settlement. Because of inaccessibility, this region is having dispersed settlement, sparse settlement. Even in Brazil, we have Amazon Valley, where climate is not in favor of human beings, moist, humid climate, prone to diseases and inaccessibility because of dense forest. So settlements are not well developed. Only few pockets in Brazil, especially capital of Brazil, Brasilia, Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. This is the region where population is concentrated, where you find more settlements. But by and large, settlements are less in Brazil, which are compact and nucleated. North Indian plain, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and in South Kerala, Tamil Nadu, they have high density of population. Settlements are greater in number. So that we are going to study with reference to India. We are going to see another aspect of urbanization. We are going to compare India and Brazil with their rate of urbanization. India maximum rate of urbanization is 31%. In Brazil, maximum rate of urbanization is 86%. Now on that basis we can decide which of the following countries between India and Brazil is comparatively more developed. So we are going to study urbanization, process of urbanization, factors which are responsible for urbanization. Lesson number 8, we are going to study the economy and occupations in India and Brazil. We are going to study some new concepts from economic point of view, that is national income, per capita income, and influence of population. Now if you compare India and Brazil, India's national income is slightly more than national income of Brazil, but per capita income of Brazil is greater than India, mainly because of population. Per capita income is the ratio of national income to its population. So national income divided by total population. Population of Brazil was 19 crore as per 2000 census. Population of India is 121 crore as far as 2011 census is concerned. So here we are going to study the comparison between India and Brazil. We are going to see the contribution of primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector to economy. We are going to see the people engaged in primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector with reference to Brazil and India. We are going to study industries, agriculture, fishery, these economic aspect of India and Brazil as well. And comparative study helps us in understanding. We are going to get new concepts in this lesson. We are comparing India, Brazil with United States of America in case of national income and per capita income. So we can get the idea of the gap between the developed countries and developing countries. This lesson is important from map work point of view. Lesson number 6, 7 are important from graph point of view, because we are going to get 6 marks question pertaining to drawing graph and interpretation of graph. So lesson number 6, 7 we have to concentrate on graphs pertaining to population, literacy rate, life expectancy, age sex pyramid, sex ratio and so on. We are going to study importance of tourism, transport and communication. In fact, tourism we had studied in history also. In geography we are going to study tourism, people engaged in tourism, the share of tourism for India or India's national income, share of Brazil, share of tourism in Brazil's national income in this lesson. Here also we are going to get bar graph for study, line graph for study, comparison of India and Brazil. Then we are going to see transportation and communication. Brazil is not having their own satellite launching system, whereas ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, is a leading organization in launching satellites at comparative rates. As compared to developed countries, ISRO is launching satellites at very cheaper rate, and we are proud to say that. ISRO has launched more than 100 satellites in one launch, which is a world record. And soon we are in the company of important countries which are launching satellites of greater mass as such. So here we are going to study transport and communication, the roadways, railways. India has well-developed network of transport routes in North Indian plains. In Brazil, because of Amazon basin, because of Brazilian highlands, Guyana highlands, transportation system is comparatively weak. Southern part has well-developed transport network, but India, North Indian plain, larger population, they are having transport and network facility, transport network facility, communication facility. India is one of the leading countries which is using mobile phones in last 10 years. A good amount of population is having accessibility to mobile phones, and in this period we are using mainly the mobile phone and communication systems, laptops, computers, mobile phones, even for education. So with time we have to keep changing. So this we are going to study in this lesson. We are going to study the standard time for India and the time zones for Brazil, because they have greater longitudinal extent. So far we have studied India and Brazil comparative study, and lesson number 3 and 4 you have to study very carefully, because their application is related to lesson number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we conclude here. Naturally, I am going to tell you about map work and other details. Students, wish you all the best for preparations for social studies. Little bit technique you have to apply with sound background of reading of text. Remember, every day you have to read at least 2 pages and jot down important information, which will help you to secure good marks. Again, I wish you all the best, and most important thing is you subscribe the Lifelines so that we can reach to more students effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please let us know in the comment section below. If you also found it beneficial, do share it with your friends who are in the 10th standard right now. If you wish to contact Sandeep Watwe sir, his contact details are given in the description below. You can contact us via our email and Instagram handle, and both the links are in the description. Please subscribe to the channel to find more videos from the series School from Home. Also, don't forget to check out our interviews called the Unwrapped series on this very channel. Thank you.